See, we're live.
And we're just live. What's
Just
up?
like that, baby.
It's that easy, my guys. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the insert name channel. We're back again. We're talking about some Mando. We're gonna talk about some Last of Us. It's gonna be good. And as usual, we are late. What do you expect? Yes. We're gonna have some Joel. Yes, indeed. Charlie, what are you doing in the chat? You're here
It's
and in
hard
the
to
chat.
do. I'm sorry.
Doppelganger.
Hyped.
All right. Well, I suppose for Mando, should we just do it how we usually do with going through the episode, kind of clicking through it, and so everyone can give their thoughts.
Yeah, we can do
Sure.
that.
Right.
Good to me.
Sounds
I
Found
good.
my favorite extra Mando already. Out of all
What?
those
Who's the
background
favorite?
Mandos, I found my favorite.
Oh,
Please share.
okay. You can point them out.
I'll
when we
point
get-
them out when
we-
we're there. I know
Yeah.
the
Alright.
whole scene and everything.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
No,
oh, that's
definitely.
perfect.
Yeah, there were some cool accessories some of them had. I thought, okay, here we go. All right, so here we start. Bo just having rescued Din, and yeah, kind of not believing what she just witnessed. Yeah, I mean,
The giant sea slug in the sea.
yeah, I mean, she was sort of like, "Did you see anything alive down there?" And man was like, "Nope." So I think Bo is like kind of, you know, for one, questioning herself if she actually saw what she saw, and then also like sort of like, holy shit, if I actually saw what I saw, what does this mean for Mandalore and like our people?
Hmm.
Of course, Ponda Baba is the greatest Star Wars character of all time.
I'm more of a
What
Dr.
question?
Evazan, but Ponda Baba.
Oh, that's a
noises.
questionable debate, I think.
Whoa.
What the hell? Why are there two Dan the Mans?
Told you about the
Oh,
multiverse.
wait.
man.
Okay, I think you want us to use this one. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, sweet.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
He's inceptioning
What's up,
himself.
someone?
Wait. Has he been working with Dr. Pershing? Cloning himself?
Seemingly.
Ah.
I understood that reference.
No. But
With his brain
Yeah.
storage.
and then like pretty much like we don't really catch a break. Like as soon as we, oh yep, there.
God, I love this dog
Like
fight.
as soon as we re-enter like the atmosphere of Kalevala, like they're immediately TIE fighters just swarming them. TIE
Interceptors.
interceptors. Yes.
Man, I did not think he had that jetpack.
Yeah, and I mean Mando's just like YOLO jumping down to the platform.
Yo,
It was so sweet, the shot of those interceptors flying right over him. Like how
Yes.
close they were.
Actually, let's play that one. Hold on.
Oh my god. Sorry
We
about
can play that
that.
one. Okay, no audio. Boom!
Jesus.
Now
Yeah,
these,
I mean, he was so close of like just being on the sweeper on the front like window of one of these. So
the interceptors are more silent, right, than a normal TIE fighter?
the
Mm,
interceptors are faster. They have more
Yeah.
firepower, but they also don't have shields. So
I'm talking about the noise though. Like they're
Oh, the
more
noise.
I
silent.
assume
Um,
it's better.
Because
I
I was
think
gonna
they
say,
want-
at least I noticed in Andor when there's that shot of them on the hills of Scotland, you see that normal TIE zoom by.
Yeah.
You feel like the fear as soon as it comes and goes, right? But I didn't
Yeah.
really hear the same bassiness that a TIE
Yeah.
usually resonates when it's next to a character.
yeah, I do actually
Oh,
think
it does.
it is a lighter like sound for the engines on the
It
TIE
might be a higher
interceptor,
pitch sound because it probably
or like yeah,
goes by
because it's
Yeah, I
faster
just-
probably.
Yeah.
I just didn't notice it as much as the normal TIE.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
also,
it's
I mean,
super dope.
Do you have to admit? I feel like in Mandalorian, like there's a different approach to the Empire. It's like the insert enemies and like Andor. I feel like especially that scene where the TIE fighter just like flies down there, like you're meant to fear the TIE fighter. So they're really like putting all the sound design towards making that as scary as possible. So, I mean, Mando's not really scared of the TIE interceptor. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's not exactly a fear.
I guess-
tactic either.
I guess though, if you made it a little bit louder, it would have had a more like resonance with like the
Batman!
sheer number of them. Because there was like 6, and then all of a sudden there's like 20 something. So
Yeah,
Batman.
and Charlie, take it away.
Thank you so much. Okay, so this little homage right here, I love that they did that. This is a tribute to Batman 1989 Michael Keaton
Yeah.
right there. I love that.
That's
Yeah.
the same attack that you use in the Injustice game. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, man. Oh my god, I love this dogfight so much.
Yeah, no, that dogfight overall was just killer, and also like it's obviously a Batman '89 like callback, but he also did that already with the Razor Crest, like on Navarro. So yeah, I feel like he's really now really comfortable with the N1. Like he's doing all the stuff he did with the Razor Crest, but now even more agile. So
I really like the low atmosphere dogfight because you get the sense of gravity as well. Because you couldn't pull that whole engine stalling and then falling back to the planet move in space. You can kind of like stop in space and then have them drive past you, and then you're behind them all of a sudden. But like this whole immediate change of direction, like using the gravity on your ship as a whole another
yeah,
like, fighting, that's really cool.
yeah,
I really love Bo's version of this too.
yes.
Oh yeah, the
We'll-
drift.
We'll, go to that. Yes, I honestly, I think I love Bo's maneuver more than Din's.
Oh,
just
yeah,
because
definitely,
I
yeah.
thought like the creativity with like putting one of the wings up to like get that like block the wind so you turn even faster, like sort of to give it an actual sort of real reason to be this maneuverable. I thought that was sick. Hold on. Oh wait, is
Plus-
that the? Ooh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Wait for it.
Oh.
God, it's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, that is too cool. That is just too cool.
Her flames
Oh,
R5 floats too.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love that one. Right, and what Ladaj put in, we'll come back to that in just a second because I do think it's an interesting question. But then like they got rid of all the TIE interceptors, at least for now. But then they see that the entire fortress is being bombed by TIE bombers.
That poor droid in there.
Yeah, and Bo-Katan is first following those TIE bombers, but suddenly there are like a large amount of TIE interceptors. Hold on, can we get a good frame of all of the TIE interceptors? Nope.
But-
Okay, well you can get
Close.
you get the picture. But there are like so many. Like I think like around like 12 to 15 probably.
Oh, more than that, because that little group was 6. There had to
Yeah,
be at least
probably
like 20
more.
something in that, like easily, no way. And then
Yeah.
the bombers on top of it too, like 4 or 5 bombers that roll through. It was just like that Night of Thousand Tears.
Yeah, right. And so the question arises, like I think we were on my watch party, we were like literally saying like, all right, this is not a light cruiser, like that cannot hold this many fighters. It's
Yeah.
either the not so cool variant would be multiple Gozanti cruisers who are dropping off ties, or it's just straight up a Victory class Star Destroyer in orbit. And then I was also like in my mind thinking like in the direction of like Thrawn or like
Yeah.
who knows, like something big.
Your average Imperial's not going to be rolling out a full squadron of interceptors
Of
because
interceptors,
yeah,
right? I mean,
there's more TIE than actual TIE fighters than TIE interceptors.
Yeah,
I
look-
imagine.
Holy
This
There's
is
God.
1,
Sure.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, like 12 right there that we see. There might have been actually
More
more.
show up. Well, because you see
Yeah.
the horizon; those are the ones that are in front, and then you see the little shadow specks behind, like in the fog and the clouds
Yeah.
that come through.
Yep. Like, and that was the intro.
Just
Hell
the
of an
intro.
The real scary thought is if it is Thrawn, we might see TIE Defenders eventually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That
Because
project
he was
is
the one that was behind that project.
TIE Defenders in live action?
Yeah, that would be scary.
Yes.
I was still hoping Thrawn's, feral, not with the actual Empire right now.
Like I said,
after his
Thrawn's
trip.
chilling in the
So like more of the heir to the Empire approach?
the unknown regions.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I'd be down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Planet
and
of
then
Shadows.
and then we head right into this shot.
Man.
For any prequel fan of any sort, yeah, this was just
Coruscant.
pure awesome.
Yes.
Ooh, you ever hear the tragedy?
We're
Oh, we're
saying
gonna go to the dance party now.
Cosmian Prime or something, but it's actually Coruscant.
Man, dude. Seeing this place again, the same stairway.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my water all over.
This is where the Mon Calamari were dancing once, while a very very good person named Palpatine was talking to his little buddy Anakin.
Sure, we can say that's dancing. Sure.
Right?
Just
Trust
floating.
Water polo sport.
Listen, it was water belly, okay?
I get
yes.
like just this shot right here. I could just picture what's her face, the bald chick. I'm forgetting her name.
Sly Moore.
Sly Moore. Yeah, Sly Moore
Yeah.
just sitting right there on the end, and he's like, "Leave us."
Leave us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa.
That's
yeah,
my
we'll get to that later.
Copyrighted.
Not yet, not yet. But yeah, we see everyone listening to Dr. Pershing, kind of talking about like being grateful for well, I guess not being executed for working for the Empire, and we'll leave it
What
on
we were
this
talking
shot.
about last night.
Yeah, kind of talking about like
Max brought that
the cloning, I guess progress he's made, and like the Kaminoan. That was one really cool thing. He acknowledged the like breakthroughs the Kaminoans had with cloning. So yeah, I don't know, like just having that name drop was quite nice.
God, yes.
Ladaj still doesn't think it's Coruscant, huh?
He's trolling.
And obviously it's Yavin, yeah.
Cocaine's a powerful drug.
Max
But-
brought up last night, though. I mean, every single time Dr. Pershing gets uncomfortable, he touches his ear.
Yeah.
What we were
Well,
talking
so
about.
he got
Exactly. Yeah. No, and I mean, and Max is absolutely right, and like, it's also being like emphasized throughout the entire episode. Like every time he sort of feels, I don't, well, we obviously don't know for sure, but it feels like when he's like not that comfortable with what he just said, so maybe like sort of not completely being honest, like he's sort of touching his ear. Yeah. So. And I mean, it's also like double sort of meaning, because I mean this is where like Cara Dune literally almost shot him. So well, I mean she shot part of his ear off. So
He's got a hole in his ear.
Oh, that's right.
yeah, like oh look, wait, here you can see it. Like there's like
Yeah, you can clearly see the cutout in his ear.
yeah.
There's a nicer close up when he goes like to the sanctuary or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, like when he's talking to him. Yeah.
Man.
Oh, and then this scene. Yeah, I guess senators on Coruscant like never stop being fucking stupid and entitled.
They're all just sheep.
Yeah.
Don't really paint them in the brightest light, do they?
No, they
No.
really don't. No.
He doesn't care who he works for as long as he gets what he gets.
I mean, look, it was good to see Pershing again. I know a lot of people were complaining about this episode focusing more on like Pershing and what he's been up to than the Mando of it all, but I actually really appreciate knowing, because I was always interested in this character. He didn't seem like the type of person that genuinely wanted to be working for the Empire, so I'm glad that they finally expand upon that. But Disney has this weird thing, and I don't mind it, but it's like, what the fuck? Like, they have shows where they would have the title character, and then in certain episodes they focus on other shit. Like in Book of Boba Fett, I didn't mind seeing Luke's Jedi Temple because I personally want a Luke Jedi show. But in other instances like this, it's like, okay, I was kind of hoping for some more Mando action.
I agree. I was gonna say this episode really didn't feel like an episode of The Mandalorian, you know, apart from the intro and the ending. And Pershing, for me personally, in season 1, I really didn't care about his character to begin with, and now we get an episode fleshing him out. So I'm more so focused like on this story, like watching this episode. I'm not really even focused on him. It's the world building around him. It's being in Coruscant. It's seeing the things that these ex-Imperials are doing. Because this whole sanctuary thing, it could have been anyone. It didn't even have to be Dr. Pershing. It could have been any Imperial that was, decommissioned, and this is how they live it out. It's like a comic book. It shows you a little bit of world building in there. So
Ditto. He's not exactly the mustache twirling villain and everything like that.
yeah, he's just basically
Yeah. No, and I think I've heard people like sort of mention it, and there might actually be some truth to it. Since like Rangers of the New Republic was like supposedly, or what was supposed to be made, obviously then for obvious reasons was canned. Like some people have been talking about if might be an aspect that would have been in Rangers of the New Republic, because it seems like right up that alley of like talking about politics of Coruscant. But since that show isn't happening, it might be the case also because they worked longer on Mando season 3 that they incorporated that part of the storyline into Mando to still keep that storyline, but obviously without the show. So
Yeah.
to an extent, that actually makes a lot of sense. I personally also didn't dislike, having this sort of detour on Coruscant with Pershing. Like I do hope that the purpose of this is that it's like really
Have a good meeting.
big setup, and kind of like giving us all the needed information to understand stuff going forward, so that in the future they don't have to like stick around on Coruscant for too long, because we already know like the exposition, so they can kind of like switch back and forward between like different viewpoints more quickly. I hope that's the reason, because yeah, I wouldn't want to see this like next episode the same way again.
Right.
Starts off frying his brain all over
Oh.
again.
these aliens, those aliens that we're talking about. I mean, the Mon Calamari, super good looking.
Yes.
By the
No,
way,
I
like that
agree.
looks real, man.
Very
Yeah.
handsome.
Yes, very handsome. Very very much
Nice
like a trap.
mustache.
He looks very
Um,
fishy.
This
We're about to see
this
this.
droid I thought was a really nice Easter egg, because I mean this is obviously like Ralph McQuarrie's C-3PO.
Okay, that's
Um,
why I was scratching my brain when I was rewatching. Like, where did
Yeah,
I see
I thought that was really cool. Like I mean that's straight up like the first concept like of C-3PO. So
You're
I
right,
think
man.
I think it was more of a nod to C-3PO, but there was another reference that clicked into my head because it was Coruscant. In the Clone Wars, you see those security like police officers, and they wore like the big blue tall fezzes. They kind of have the same head shape with similar looking eyes, but I think what you're talking about here, like this is like a cut and dry. This is the Ralph McQuarrie's 3PO. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, no, I mean I get the reference to the security droids too. I agree. But yeah, I thought that was a fun little nod, and also I mean, hey, it's Ralph McQuarrie. Look, I mean it translates super great to live action.
Yeah.
I think it looks
Hell
great.
yeah.
And then also obviously seeing like these speeders, like let's get
Oh,
that other
man.
angle. Like these speeders, like seeing them on Coruscant is just mwah. If you're a tourist and you're not riding in that thing, what are you doing?
I actually didn't like this about the episode because when he comes flying in like that, he doesn't look like he's sitting in the ship. He looks like he's sitting in a green screen. Only until he steps out of the ship does it like seem like fuse those seams together. Like he's just and then he steps over it and it's like, okay, now it's real.
Okay, now he's out.
Now you're good, yeah. Because he just kind of floats in. He's like a kid in one of those quarter rides at like a store or something. He's like, keep going.
Order
yeah.
60s.
And then we have one of the most awkward interactions I think we've seen lately in Star Wars. This whole ordeal, which, for one, we see this chick again, which
Yeah.
it's an interesting one because I've mentioned this yesterday on the roundtable of PMPS Den. Shout out. Like in season 2 of Mando, like there were like some shots on Moff Gideon's bridge where like the camera would like stay on her for like longer than you would think for a random background character. And like back then I was already thinking like, okay, what's the deal? Like, should we know her? Like, did I forget some character from whatever? But yeah, I think they were like really more teasing something about like her being a bigger character now. And well, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's safe to say she's still with the Empire.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
she's playing the New Republic like a fiddle.
We'll fast forward to the end to exactly get that. But and this instance is like one of these characters that my parents would see watching casually and be like, "Wait, we've seen her before." You know, it's one of those
Right.
you kind of have to go back and watch to refresh because there's not really much about it.
I mean, her
Yeah.
face is like the type of like not really normal face. So I feel like you would just, she just has that draw. That's probably why she got cast in the first place. But I think this whole thing with her being a betrayer and all that kind of soured the rewatchability factor for me because like it's if you know the stuff you've seen season 2, you know she's not the trustworthy type. But if the story went in a different direction, I probably would watch it because I really did enjoy their friendship. But knowing that dude is going to get brainwashed when you watch it again is just like not the vibe for me. So
But we seen her in season 2, and that came out what, like 2 years ago.
yeah,
God,
Yeah.
My parents have only seen that once, and it was like, you know,
Yeah,
they're not
they
going to
wouldn't
remember who
remember
this is.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the other thing, and I think that it's pretty much throughout this entire Coruscant arc, is I saw so many red flags like for the New Republic.
Yeah.
Like one being here that all of these like Imperials that are being redesignated to be like sort of live normal lives again in the New Republic. They're given numbers, not like they're not calling themselves by their names. They have numbers. This is the most imperial shit I've ever heard, like in a republic. So
man.
That's why I like this. I felt like
Yeah.
it showed us that the New Republic is still flawed. Like any big government's gonna have flaws.
Oh, yeah.
It's so
Yeah, it-
big that it's gonna fall apart.
It was a parallel to the clones. I mean, each of the clone had their CT numbers, right?
yeah,
Yep.
So, number in the military.
yep, no, absolutely. But yeah, it was definitely like sort of like a whoa. Why are we calling ourselves by our numbers? Like,
I actually
yeah,
was
whoa,
wondering.
wait. Okay, I skipped over it.
I was expecting
No,
this to
what
be a
did you-
bomb when I saw it, honestly.
No, yeah, right.
Biscuits.
So like here, this is kind of the start where like he, well, I guess gets catfished by the chick.
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
That's a great word for it.
His
Get
mortal
it.
weakness. Yeah, and then this is the next red flag. We have all these information disks of Imperial data
Republic.
that they have gathered by research, which is not necessarily like military based. So it's like it could be anything from like healing, like medical stuff. And the New Republic is like, it's Imperial, destroy it. And it's like, what? Really?
Light speed tracking's in there. They could have
Yeah.
used that before that sequel trilogy.
Right.
Yeah,
They even say some of the stuff was from the Republic as well.
right. Yeah, exactly. Like they're just destroying so much knowledge that they could be using for good. So yeah, it's showing. Well, I feel like it's showing something that's pretty realistic in any sort of thing, even in like our world. Is like when one like very bad government like is brought to fall and the new government is taking over. Usually they try to overcompensate everything the old government has done, even if there was good. Yeah, like you don't even want to acknowledge there was good, which is not really healthy. But that's what's going on there right now.
Yeez.
Man.
We got some Rhodians. Yeah.
Space Circus. This was another one of those brain wavelength things where Strike and I were like, hey, that's the little fixer droid from the Lego Phantom Menace Lucrehulk.
Yes. Wait. Yeah, that was like right in the beginning, right?
They put the guy on
yeah,
stilts.
there, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, you guys were focused on the Easter eggs, and I was just slowly looking at that ice cream.
Yeah, I know. So was I. I'm just looking at that weird ice cream stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean the reason why I remember these
Good
droids so
flag, huh?
vividly is for one, like on obviously Phantom Menace, like those small droids, but also in Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, like in the first level of the Phantom Menace,
The
like I would like
Lucrehulk, yeah.
force push these things around and they would just respawn, so you just kill them over and over.
And they
again.
do this like thing with their arms where they're like, ah, like when you
Yeah.
force push and they just explode in 1,000 pieces. They put him on stilts and he's juggling. That's awesome. Hey, first live action appearance of that guy, by the way, I think. If we haven't seen him in the prequels already. I can't remember where he would have been.
Touch
Oh
the
man.
rock. Touch the rock.
Touch the rock. Yeah, she's pretty much like touch the rock.
Which is crazy to think about, by the way. That's a
Come on, just
What a
touch it.
problem.
And oh wait,
Yeah.
we already. And then like Droid is like, nope. And
That's the tallest
Different-
mountain in Coruscant. That's like not even a mountain. Unless
tallest
there's,
mountain.
unless there's underneath the
Well,
platform
it's
and it's
way
like
underneath
huge.
the platform.
it's like a metropolis.
yeah.
You gotta think about how high those skyscrapers are.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, and then this.
It's
Another red flag.
Never trust
Oh.
anyone who's screwed into the floor.
Yeah.
No, right?
Are you
This
feeling
droid's whole
okay? Are
purpose
you
in
mad
life
at
is
anybody?
just to ask you these dumb questions.
Do you feel hostile towards any of your coworkers and friends?
Accurate.
Yes, you! And then he snaps the droid's neck.
Like,
God.
this is one of those things where I'm like, just even just giving people, I don't know, it's a difficult one, but like I feel like in this case, like, repeating like are you like sort of, yeah, quote unquote, I mean this is pretty much what it is, like quote, like repeating like, are you depressed? Are you depressed? And then you constantly have that in your head, like every day you're being asked that. And I feel like at some point you're just gonna be like, maybe I am fucking depressed.
If you
And
can't
it's like,
it up,
You're
maybe
not
so.
helping anyone with this shit. Like,
Kind of reminds me of all my hospital visits.
Oh my god.
Are you okay? Are you getting upset with anybody? Do you want to hurt people? Or do you want to hurt
Yeah.
yourself?
Fuck.
Look at his.
I
Oh,
want
I
to
just
rage
saw his
on you
ear.
all.
Right.
what? Where did we see the year?
Good night, Maul. Talk to you
Oh.
later.
Oh yeah, peace out.
No.
man.
Hey,
See
take
ya,
care,
buddy.
Maul.
I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
I'll still be tuning in though. I'll still
Alright.
tune in and comment, but I gotta get off cam at least.
Hell yeah. So,
Roger,
happy
roger.
birthday to Jessica.
Oh, I'll let her know. Thank you.
Happy
See you guys.
See you, man.
birthday.
Later, man.
All right. Yeah. Then we have the whole thing with her being like, "Hey, you should do something like illegal," and he's like, "Nah, I shouldn't," and she's like, "No, you should," and he's like, "Okay."
That's the brain explanation of this episode. Do something illegal. I don't
going
wanna.
on?
You should do it. Okay, I guess so.
It's for the good of the Republic.
Yeah.
And then he's like, still like, maybe I shouldn't do this illegal thing. And then it's like, are you depressed? And he's like, yeah, I should definitely do the illegal thing.
Yeah, blame
And then
this
he's like, "I'll
droid
do
for
it."
his arrest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Skynet.
That
And the
dude is
box of
gross
cookies
looking.
on her desk.
Yeah, that. What was that guy looking like? I can't
Too
find
bad.
him anymore. Okay. But yeah, he's like the worst at blending in. I think that's safe to say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought this was really cool, seeing a maglev train. Yeah, because like, I think during the watch party I was like, yeah, like a few years ago, like General Grievous jumped on that train because like in Labyrinth of Evil,
Yes,
like,
right.
Grievous is-
Yes.
yeah, that way he's chasing Palpatine. Like Palpatine is being escorted by like Mace and Kit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
actually, in that version, it's on that train where Mace like damages Grievous's organs,
Gotcha,
Yeah.
bitch.
opposed to how it is in Tartakovsky when he's like literally escaping already.
Yeah, well,
Um,
even the trains were on tracks in that, but when they were in the air, it wasn't like a full train. It was like one cart's length of a ship, and Grievous just went like this and that to the engine, and it came crashing down.
You know?
So glad you bought that up. Or unhealthy love for that damn trilogy.
Oh yeah, dude, it's unhealthy, but I'll fucking die with it.
Damn right.
Yeah,
These
so
guys.
then- yeah. Every time you're like riding on a train without a ticket,
Tickets, please.
I got that reference. Good old Indy.
Yeah, Polar Express.
No ticket.
yeah, Jake
I was
was like-
expecting them to have like a hole punch or something. Go.
Yeah, no, you were even saying like, okay, I'm kind of expecting the droid to like have like Tom
Like
Hanks'
Shadow.
voice.
Yeah.
If I would have heard Tom Hanks come out of that thing, I would have laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity, Disney.
And like, also, can we talk about this? They would not be fine jumping off a train like this.
Listen, those pile of pillows that just happened to
was-
be there was the ultimate plot
Like,
armor that I've ever
literally,
seen.
they would have shattered everything.
It's the mouse
They
man. What
use
you
the
can do?
force. The force is strong with them.
Also, I was thinking
Yeah.
because like
God, no.
where the train is going, that like massive
Oh.
like field. Like, what happens if you just happen to find yourself lost up there? You would be without food and water probably for
Yeah.
days. Like
You'd
no way to
probably
get down.
just die. Yeah.
Man, bear pig coming to eat you, man.
Yeah, but I think this is one of the many
God, I
very
love
cinematic money shots of this episode. Yeah, I mean, really cool. Obviously, the Star Destroyers all being disassembled.
Yeah, they
Yep.
jump off the train. They slam into a crate.
Also, you know how long it would take you to walk from like that bridge to get to that Star Destroyer?
Yeah,
Like that bridge that they crossed, that would take so long just to walk across.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Must
think
have
like
great
the
shoes.
size of it in general, like even like especially like inside the Star Destroyer itself, I feel like if you like, I mean, if you want to walk from like the end of the Star Destroyer to the front, like how long would you be on your way?
Well, it showed she knew exactly where to go.
Yeah.
All the trap.
We also had these like little creatures here. Hold on. These
I was
like
ex-
bugs.
I was expecting maybe like a little mouse droid to somehow survive and be in there somewhere.
Oh, that would have been nice. Yeah.
No, those
Just
are
like,
the Those are the scarabs from Mummy that crawl under Benny's
Ah, the hum died. Good reference.
skin.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he's just like super wholesome, happy. He's like, "Oh, I got all my equipment, yay!" And then they hear, I think repulsor lifts. Like they hear like the engines of like speeders, or no, actually, of gunships incoming. Not LATs, but patrol gunships. And then it's like surprise.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
You were set up.
And I will say this about the episode. I fully expected her to backstab him and like either give him back to like an Imperial informant, but what she's doing I did not expect, and in a way it's even more smart, and I do like it. I hate it, but I like it, you know? But yeah, and then like we got the first time ever, I want to emphasize this. The first time ever we've gotten, hold on, can we get a shot of this? We've gotten the frickin' patrol ships from Clone Wars in live action.
Shit, caca.
Like, these are the same ships that, like, tracked down Ahsoka. These are the same ships they used in Rebels during the Empire. Like, these ships have been around for so long.
I didn't notice that.
I so want to see a live action shot of the clone barracks. You know, where you see, in Bad Batch, where you see Crosshair talking to Cody, you see Ahsoka running on that long,
Yeah.
like bridge, basically. That clone barracks with the two pillars, and then you just
Mm,
that live action
Yes.
would be so cool.
that would be cool. But, yeah, I love that. I mean, that's just something they didn't have to include, but it's a nice piece of Coruscant history, I suppose. At this point.
Avela, what's that Orabesh? What did that say?
It said police.
It said police?
I
God.
love this Return of the Jedi callback.
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's a trap.
Gosh, and then we have this, which is another red flag, the final red flag. To be fair,
But too late, unfortunately.
so they're not using the information that could be beneficial to saving lives in the New Republic, but they are willing on using the torturing equipment of the Empire with not changing or limiting its lethal capability and just slapping a new name on it.
It's not the Mind Flayer. It's not the Mind Flayer.
A recovery device or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
We use it to heal our patients.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
God. What is it with
Um,
everybody torturing everybody's brain in Star Wars?
yes.
Horrible.
And also just said, loved seeing that ship. and told Jessica history immediately. Yes. Yeah, like, I mean, that good ship is. I mean, that it's just such an iconic, like, Clone Wars, like, patrol ship for Coruscant at this point too. So, but yeah, I mean, he's pretty much trying to like talk sense into these guys, but I think their minds are more flared than his will be. So, like, they didn't understand
It's good
anything.
for you. I had
Okay.
mine done. The other, I can't remember the
Yeah.
time.
Go,
Yeah.
go
Like,
back to
alright,
go back to that
Chase.
guy's shoulder. He had the medic, the clone trooper medic symbol on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
Oh wow.
I just noticed that.
Come on. No.
You gotta go
Come
back.
on.
Back.
We gotta go back. There. Yeah.
Nice.
Dope.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this idiot
Oh,
and
man.
everyone just believing her fully. I mean, she's playing them like a fiddle, and I mean, then she's obviously like
God.
turning it on full power. There. Look at that.
Oh.
Like, that's a fucking like psychopath.
And then
Sadistic.
the final insult to injury: eating the damn biscuits while doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, travel biscuits.
There's the biscuit.
Horrible.
Galaxy's Edge in your marketing, damn it.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting where this continues because I don't think she killed him. That would kind of defeat this whole thing.
Hmm.
It's gonna be interesting though what effects this really has on him. Like, did she like sort of like get rid of all of his memory that like Moff Gideon was imprisoned? Like, is he just back in his full like I'm working for the Empire mindset? You know?
Well, no, I think it did delete some of his memories, but I think how it might come back to him, maybe they'll do it. It's a long shot, but Grogu could give him his memories back. I don't know, perhaps if he crosses paths with Mando again, maybe.
No, I think for now it's gonna be really interesting where he ends up in the first place. Like, is truly like the New Republic just gonna like continue, having him, or is she just gonna be like, all right, hey, you meet my friends over there now, and then it's like, I don't know, like then actually some Imperial like informants that are just taking him away to somewhere. But yeah, with sort of ending on this part of the episode, that and like where the TIE interceptors come from, I think are going to be very interesting topics that they have to answer.
Oh yeah.
Mando.
Mando, and
Right.
here we have Mando.
Meanwhile. God.
And yeah, Mando brings Bo-Katan back
Okay,
to the
yeah.
covert.
I'm surprised that guy's not like upset.
Right.
Yeah,
We just
Paz
talked
Vizsla
about
is-
this.
Yeah,
I-
right.
I was gonna say,
Literally.
so Paz Vizsla should not be calling out Bo and be like, "Well, you're an apostate too." He
Yeah.
should be like, "Oh, you worked with my grandfather. You want to get the Darksaber? It just so happened to have beheaded him by Maul, so I have a kind of a mutual respect for you." But no, he's an idiot. Stupid.
Yeah.
That had to be
Idiot.
crazy.
Dumb.
That had to be crazy for her to hear that voice again.
Yeah.
So when's Grogu getting his helmet?
Grogu getting his helmet.
Sure.
We'll see. While I am still not a fan of the Cranolorians, I did like some of the stuff they had. Like, for instance, I do really like that the Mando on the right of Paz has an EE3 variant, which looks hella good, by the way. It's like a sleeker version. So, especially for making my own, this is a nice nod I'll come back to, that it's not just Boba. So,
It looks like a couple of them have the same almost style rifle.
yeah, well, I think
Just
some
different
like
stocks.
yeah, I mean, this one I think we've seen before. I don't remember the name. I mean, these are like sort of like blasters we've seen sometimes with like thugs in like those sort of scenes. I don't really even think they have a designation. This one is like the Death Watch like blaster carbine that they had in the flashbacks of season 1. So I guess he still has one. Right, but going forward, like they're like I mean, Paz Vizsla is like, oh, you're both apostates, blah blah blah, and like Din is like, no, f you, I got proof, let us in,
Use the water.
and then they enter the cave. So
Man.
we'll skip forward real quick to. What did Maul say? His 5220. 5220. Alright. Alright, so behind Bo-Katan. Oh, okay. So I guess Maul's new favorite Mandalorian is this guy, and it seems like that guy has like an old stormtrooper pauldron.
Aldrin, yeah.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. Oh, decent. Yeah. No, I think so too. That guy actually put some thought into his armor instead of the others like having it all rainbow. But then we have this whole encounter, and
Man.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, pretty much. First of all, I mean, the armor is obviously doubting Din of like having bathed in the living waters underneath the mines of Mandalore, but he actually brought some bath water he bought on eBay from his favorite streamer. Oh, actually, sorry, it was bath water from the living mines of Mandalore. Never mind. And he brought that as proof, and she put it in her magic like water.
Harry Potter vision.
Harry Potter vision like
The way
bucket.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went to Etsy.
And so he is redeemed, and so is Bo, according to their rules. So
Yeah, she took a bath too.
yeah, she took a bath too. Not really.
Which she could have lied
intentionally.
about taking off her helmet between the time of her being there and coming here.
But
But
she
hey.
didn't
True.
take her helmet off though.
Mm.
And I
Off
think there are
screen.
multiple. I think there are multiple things going on with Bo at the moment. I think one
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that she's overall not really sure, like where she stands. I think nobody can say right now that she's like she wants to be part of the Watch now. I think it's more that she's just overwhelmed. I mean, her castle just got bombed to bits. I mean, she wouldn't even have something to return to. And just kind of like taking it all in, like sort of like, I just saw a Mythosaur, like Din Djarin is like a really cool dude, but he's in that weirdo cult. Now they accepted me into this weirdo cult, and like everyone's so welcoming now.
An
I
interesting
think there are a
thing
lot of things right
that
now.
came out the other day about Katie Sackhoff. She's like that Bo doesn't necessarily want to rule anymore. She already knows what that's like, and she's kind of in this position to where she's ready to hand it off to someone else. That's what Katie Sackhoff said, but who knows?
Yeah. No, I've heard that too. Yeah, like the full statement was that she basically is like sort of kind of waiting for someone else to step up now, and like she's just kind of tired of the responsibility that comes with leading and like all the pain that it has brought to her. And I mean, she is probably the one that has paid by far the most by either people she knew, like loved, or or her followers in general. So yeah, it's understandable that she would get a bit tired of doing it on her own at this point.
And I said this at the review of episode 1 when we did that. I said Bo is not. She's pissed. Don't get me wrong, but she is not really interested in having the Darksaber just because it's the Darksaber. She wants the respect that comes behind having it, because there's this cult of people that only listen to you if you're holding the magic talking stick. Right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
she doesn't even need. She just that's the gateway. But if she comes to terms, in the later episodes and just figures out like, I guess I don't need to rule. I lived out that era,
Been
kind of
there.
like
Right.
Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars, during what is it, his fight with Maul in Rebels. He changes poses. Qui-Gon,
Oh,
Obi-Wan, and then he switches to
Twin sons.
Ben. I'm this guy
Yeah.
now. I'm this guy. Yeah, he's completely evolved as a character.
Good Sam
Yeah.
Witwer. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yep.
like she's been through a lot, right? Like
Yeah.
she's 19, in Clone Wars, 38 in Rebels, and like 47 right now. Shorty's been through hell and back. She's fought with Anakin, seen Luke, saw a damn mythosaur. Like you don't fucks with Bo-Katan, so whatever she does next will be interesting.
Yeah, man.
It's
So
definitely
far,
gonna be-
so far, hanging out with Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, she's seen more Mandalorian ancient stuff
Yeah,
just on her
Yeah.
own, just by being around him.
right.
So
Yes. And first of all, Pat Wannabe, what's up? He says, so the armor saved some of the living waters this whole time. Is she holding stuff back? She poured some in before she made the small helmet. I guess all Mando armor. And hi, everyone. Yeah, I mean,
She's been making secret trips to Mandalore.
his secret trips, yeah, she knew that you could be redeemed all along. She was like, nah, I don't want him here anymore.
Can't really trust them.
Yeah, but, yep. On.
No. Now everything is stagnant.
I can
it's
pull him back.
it is a weird way how they did that, though. How they like showed the proof. Like, oh, they just dumped the water in the other water, and it sparkled a little bit, you know.
Water
Well,
in
if it
the other
didn't
water.
expire, so it wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah. No, but I agree with what Charlie said. I think the armor is still not out of the question in general. I think she's hiding more
Yeah.
than even that.
I think she's a turncoat. I think she wants to be the leader of these people because she was an outcast and she never got to lead. So this
Yeah.
is her chance by hiding things from the broken
Right.
culture.
By always being like, oh, I know all this mythical stuff. You're all the dummies. You need to be thankful that I took you in.
I am
Like,
praying to God she is Rootcast, because if they don't reveal something about her, and she,
Thank you, Dan.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
eventually that goddamn helmet's got to come off, right? So hopefully she does something instead of trying to banish people all day and tell them to
It's,
go get baptized.
I'll be happy either way. But if that's it, what I've been praying for, I'll be so happy.
It's
I hope it's
secret.
not the case for Bo, where we only see her with her helmet on from now on because she's part of this cult, you know. It's
yeah.
Katie Sackhoff, come on.
Well,
Yeah.
Bo
Right.
is, yeah. I think
Trust me, I'm all for Katie Sackhoff and Emily Swallow.
Oh, you
He's-
still feeling that pain from that smack?
Moving on.
It's Maul's
Done
secret
dirty.
sister.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Good times.
This is the way.
that's the episode.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, but like, I mean, obviously, like, Bo is being welcomed pretty warm-heartedly by everyone.
There's the mythosaur.
There's the mythosaur.
How
So-
she as well.
Yeah. So it's next episode is gonna be interesting. I think that's safe to say.
Dave
Yeah,
Filoni
yeah,
and Carl
Dr.
Weathers are directing this one. So
So
awesome.
Homeboy said we're gonna get a Grogu and a Order 66 flashback in the next episode. Is that speculation or is that a fact?
Yeah. Where?
Well, we're guaranteed it because of the trailer, but I don't know if it's gonna be next.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's guaranteed that it's happening at some
Yeah.
point, but yeah. I don't know if next episode is the episode though.
No, next episode is the
Found-
doctor drooling the whole
Oh, right. Next episode. Right. I mean, it's supposedly the next episode is called The Foundling,
Hmm.
which
It's Grogu getting
could
his
mean
helmet.
anything.
When I think of
Um,
Foundling, I'm thinking of Grogu and Paz's son going at it for that Foundling title, and they'll give Grogu.
How? What would that even look like? Like
You got it.
Grogu being like, "Okay, I won."
Yeah, pretty much.
We don't know how Paz can fight. Maybe the rules is no force. You two go at it. And
Go ahead. Paz just punching a baby.
Hey,
Yeah.
pre-Vizsla versus Maul, the rule was gonna be no force until he started playing dirty with the jetpack. So he just decided, no, I'm gonna break that.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's
Oh,
right.
Maul. Hell yeah.
Love that guy. But yeah, no, I mean,
Love that guy.
Even though
Right.
he's a great
Maul's
what
guy,
a good guy.
I love
Maul's
his
one of
work.
my favorite characters, man.
I can't say no to that.
What
Yeah.
do you guys think the Foundling episode will be about?
The Foundling.
Yeah, okay.
What?
What?
Had a mental yes. It's gonna be about the foundling, but give me more. Like,
It's probably Mando and Bo hooking up and making a foundling.
Well,
Oh
out of
my
all the
God.
Star Wars, it's probably definitely going to be in space.
Okay.
It's
I
going to be
kicked the
recorded.
host.
what is happening right now?
It'll definitely be edited. It'll definitely be recorded.
This madness.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
Now,
with this dark saber. See, they're gonna make a foundling.
it's
We need to bring back his first shorty from.
all right. Well, I feel like we need to stray away from Mando. Who here has watched the final episode of The Last of Us?
Oh, thank God! I thought you were gonna say Bad Batch. Okay, yes.
Oh, no. Yes.
I did.
No. Oh, by the way, if anyone was waiting for that, you can click off. We're not talking about Bad Batch at all. So.
The waterworks.
If you said Bad Batch, I was gonna be like, all right, guys.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
It's not.
what
What
you talking about?
I'm sorry. If you liked it, good for you. We didn't.
That never happened.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. It's
Damn,
not
Charlie.
even
So you
like
put
that.
Bad Batch with the other stuff, huh? I didn't know you hated
I
that.
was dead faced the entire time. My only words were, "I really hope that's a kraken going to come out of the water." After that, it was literally after that, Strike said, "And I'm like, yes, please."
Yeah, I was just like, Charlie, you got anything to add? No, brother. And I was like, all right, bye, guys. I just ended the
I am a strong believer in just powering through it and watching the episode. You know, I made it 6 minutes in, and I'm like, okay, this is going nowhere. And then I'd scroll with the Disney Plus, you know, on the time thing. The entire thumbnail looks the same color all the way through. They just stay on there. I'm like, I'm not even gonna. Not even worry about. And then Charlie's like, "Yeah, JT, you dodged a bullet."
You
Strike's
dodged
like,
a
"You didn't worry
bullet.
about anything."
No, you
Yeah.
didn't.
No,
Yeah.
facts. Like
I
after
stayed
this,
up late for that.
no, like no.
I wanted to go to bed.
After this coming up episode, we'll do what JT said, power through it. But then after this season over with, no more. I'll just binge it all if I want to. This shit is not it. All right, Last of Us. Yeah, I did.
Last of Us, yes.
God, yes, please.
Absolutely fucking amazing finale, if I might say so.
Yes.
I thought like the only thing I'd say that would be a minor gripe is that it was too short, and I mean that's obvious because it was really really well done, and I think we would have all wished for a little bit more time.
Man.
So I have my own personal gripes with that show. I watched it all, you know, played the games or seen walkthroughs of it and whatnot, but it had nothing to do with what went down in episode 3. It was mainly casting and story decisions from the game that made its way into the show. I don't really find it appealing that every character Joel and Ellie meet dies. Go ahead. And it's like it's kind of hard to root for these people to keep going and go on when it's like every character, like, well, what are we fighting for? Like, yeah, there's other people like Ellie, but fuck, dude, the people you're meeting is like they're just gone. So also, I wanted Mahershala Ali as Joel and Ellie to be played by the other actress.
I love that they did that. I love they added at least they added Tommy, Joel, Ellie, all cameos in that from like the games and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they did that.
Yeah.
That was
And- And honestly, like, well, Ellie's mom / Ellie in the game, like, she looks so much like Ramsey, like, who plays, like, Ellie in the show. Is it just, like, they look so alike. Like, I could totally buy that she's, like, her actual mom.
Right?
Like, and also, I mean, someone needs to, like, make a clip of, like, when Bella Ramsey, like, says, like, fuck Joel, like, and like then like have like the actual Ellie be like, come on, fucking stop Joel. Because I think that'd be pretty similar. I think the casting was actually really nice.
Yes. Yeah, man. I mean, it was so good.
Season 2 is gonna. Sorry, Charlie. What'd you say?
I had a nickel for every time I heard that. No. It's always a goddamn chocolate factory or a fucking candy mountain or some shit.
Hey,
whatever.
it's better than State Farm.
It's always on your side. But yeah, the man, I'll say it. From my point of view, this has been the best game adaptation to film and television that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
No, I agree. I think this is by far, honestly, not even strong competition. For video game adaptations, it swipes the floor with all of them. Like, hands down, just because it follows the actual story of the game. I mean,
Literally.
it doesn't sound like much, and it shouldn't be just that, but I mean, it's a sad truth that, like, all other really, like, video game adaptations so far have been pretty shit.
I don't know, but I've not seen The Last of Us, at all. But Resident Evil, those movies compared to the games,
Oh.
they're different. But the creator is very true to, the behind the scenes and getting as much info as he can when he's creating those movies.
I do love seeing Mila
So
Jovovich.
that is another really good.
Well, it's also
live
like
action.
I feel like a different story because something like Forward Unto Dawn. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's like Halo related. It's not a story that's like depicted in the games. Yet it very much respects the source material. And it's like for a piece in itself, it really feels Halo. But then you have like the Paramount Halo show, which is just absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
have you guys-
Alice in Resident Evil, Alice is not in any of the games. That's just created for the movies. But you see characters like Leon, Claire, Jill Valentine, all these other characters.
Very
Alice
yeah.
Wester.
in the game, just more spoken about.
What was that?
That was like in like the second one, or actually like the third or fourth one.
Yeah.
No, characters like that are sprinkled all the way through the movies.
No,
Is it
I'm
5 or
not saying
6?
they weren't. You were kind of saying that they weren't in the game, though.
Well, have you
No,
guys? watched
Alice is not in the game at all. But like these
She's
characters,
spoken
like
about. Yeah, she is.
I don't know about that.
But
I do. I played one of them. I played most of them.
Have you guys
What were you
watched
saying, Dan?
movies? Thank you, Charlie.
you're welcome.
No one's seen Sonic, huh? All right. Yeah.
Not
No.
yet.
I seen the first one.
No.
I didn't see the other one.
It's a pretty good adaptation, I think, as well. And then we got Super Mario Bros. That looks pretty solid.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. So let's go.
It's a me.
Yeah. Chris Pratt.
I love Jim Carrey, man, in the Sonic. I think he plays a
Oh,
great
hell
Ed
yeah.
man.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person. But anyways, Strike, carry on. I'm sorry. I got Last of Us. Carry on. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, I thought like the sort of last sort of real big bonding between Joel and Ellie was really nice. I mean, obviously, last episode we actually got Joel to call her baby girl, which I mean is like literally the biggest sort of like I love you, like that he could give to someone that will ever get close to being his daughter. So that was obviously very beautiful and like yeah. I mean, just the way he's like obviously noticing she's traumatized and just like trying to help her. Like usually he's annoyed at like when she like talks so much or like when she reads out of her puns book, and now he was like, "You're so quiet. Like, don't you want to talk about something or like don't you want to read me some of those stupid puns?" Like he's encouraging her to do that stuff, and I mean that's obviously like when the character usually is annoyed by that, but he really like is trying to give closure to her. I mean that's a very nice thing, and then we get put into a situation that anyone who played the game will very much know, and that is in the Firefly Hospital, and yes,
And that for me sealed my fate that I'm gonna hop off the show and end it on a high note because I know exactly where it's going. But I'll let you guys have fun for season 2 and 3 when Joel dies. But yeah, I think that's had he not shot the doctor, he could have had a future, but it just had to be Joel. Joel's gonna get it next season. I think it might follow Abby in her journey next season probably, and she might find Ellie towards the end. But because they're going to spread it out multiple seasons. But I'm just gonna bounce. End it on this episode.
All right. Well, I enjoyed every kill he did. I think
Yeah.
every one of those dirty Fireflies pricks deserved
They got
every
off easy.
merciless headshot they got.
got off
The
easy.
Doctor, if I would have been playing, would have gotten a lot more than just a headshot. So, yeah. I mean, talking about like just John Wick unleashing sort of
God,
on
dude,
this guy.
the cinematography and the music playing while that was happening, and like how it wasn't like loud, but it was like doing that where he was, you get that mode and everything like that, and while he's, mowing stuff down, reload, boom, like this, sees the other guy going that way, boom, picks up another one, everything like that, boom, knife, head, go, and like. That was just so epic and phenomenal, and man, just Pedro Pascal killed it, pun intended.
Yeah.
And
And I also like how in the game,
Accurate.
like she sends one guard to take Joel outside, and now in the show she sent two, but I mean the outcome didn't change. Like it was still not enough.
yeah, at first it's like, man, what? First, you throw a flashbang at us instead of going like, "Oh, hey guys, how's it going?" or something like that. You throw a flashbang and then hit him upside the head with a rifle butt. Then I wake up and
Yeah.
freaking, what's wrong with you? You're
What do you
trying to
mean? That's the default welcome to Texas. I've heard. I'm kidding. No, please don't shoot me. No, but yeah, it's obviously it's a difficult one, obviously, because yes, on the one hand, Ellie is the one chance for that vaccine, which to be fair, they don't have any guarantees for if that's even gonna work in a world that is so broken. Even if they got rid of the zombie problem, would it even matter? Would they even recover? And at that point, I feel like it in that sort of scenario, I must honestly say, with the whole debate, I agree more with Joel. Then it's more important to save family.
Same.
Yeah, no, fuck the greater good. I literally don't care.
I mean, they queued up from like the first episode. Like, this man has lost his kid.
Everything. Yeah.
His kid, everything went to shenanigans and everything. And then at the very end of this, so 20 years, I think it's 20 years? 20 years later? God, my
a bit
damn.
more. Yeah.
And then you expect this man, to get, that, especially after the episode prior, which, God, those damn creepers and cannibalism. Again,
I feel like the real issue here is also it would have also been, I feel like, a different story if Ellie herself would have been okay, I want to do this, even if it doesn't work, I want to do this. But I mean, it's not like they gave her a chance to decide that. They were just hook her up.
Ditto.
But yeah, and then obviously once he gets Ellie out of there, then he gets confronted by one last one. And yeah, it doesn't end well for her.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It was-
no, I mean it definitely showed also just the ruthlessness of Joel, which I think is undoubtedly, especially with her being no, Joel, wait, and he just pulled the trigger. Obviously that's cold. I mean, there's no question about
Find
it.
us again.
Well, Joel isn't a good guy. He's doing what it takes to protect her, but it's not, he's not necessarily quote unquote. We root
Right.
because we want to see him and Ellie make it, but he's not a good guy by any means.
No, he's not. But I mean, we've seen the fucked up stuff that is happening in this world, And yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I feel like in that sort of scenario, you choose either you are dying with your loved ones, or you become a bad guy and protect them and just like take on that mantle of you're now you're just that cold now. I mean, that's obviously makes for a very fascinating character because it's twisted, and makes it interesting.
Yeah, I love it in his thing. Or you can also, become a God. That's such a dark episode, but I'm glad they did mostly just like the game. Or you can evolve into some Campbells and stuff like that. That's another road that just God.
Yeah, that's always rough to see. Yeah.
My God, dude. Yeah, this whole show, and I loved how they peppered in. I don't know if you guys noticed. Well, I mean, obviously, like they add the original soundtrack and everything. Whenever doing like certain moment stuff, you'd hear like the guitar play and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, that's from the game.
Yeah. I also like when Joel was like, I was wondering maybe I should pick up a guitar. I was actually like playing like years ago, and I mean obviously we know later on he gets one, but
Man,
no,
I love that little Easter egg.
no, but yes, I think a very very solid series of a very very good game. So yeah. Definitely going down as a very positive example of adaptations of video games for sure. And it's nice because like I feel like for the longest time, whenever like a video game adaptation wasn't good, usually the fans would be like, well, just stick to the source material, and then they're like, well, but like you played it, like nobody wants to see that, and then you can be like, Last of Us, this is exactly what I want. All right. This. So, yeah.
These actors better get some awards or something like
Yes.
that. Damn, if this
Like,
wasn't a fucking good.
Damn, like Nick Offerman, like Pedro Pascal himself, like Ramsey, like, yeah.
More Game of Thrones actors together, man. It was just hella cool seeing
Yeah.
them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It-
true.
And I'll actually real fast and ask this. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. No, that's very true. Like, I mean, he was starting out with stealing that Mini 14 from one of the guards. I think he changed mags on that one.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 times, and then like we actually see him stealing a magazine off of someone, putting that in, and then like he actually completely runs out of the ammo for the Mini 14. Then he switches to the M16.
Yep.
And then once he runs out of that ammo, then he like finally picks up the like Beretta, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah. And Maul also agrees with the decision to take them all down.
They got up easy.
It's totally natural. I didn't expect
Oh,
anything
kill
else.
everything.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna pick up the game when the remaster of the first game comes to PC. I'm definitely gonna play that.
God, yes.
But yeah, I think that is also pretty much it for The Last of Us. I had a lot of fun watching it.
God, yeah, man. I'm so glad.
Yeah. But yeah, I think show-wise, this is pretty much it. Quickly, I do want to mention this because I've mentioned that movie like a while ago. And like, I usually really don't give a shit at all about Oscars. But when a movie that does deserve them gets some, I do like to acknowledge it. And All Quiet on the Western Front, the World War I movie, produced by German filmmakers, won 4 Oscars. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I
And
think-
like under one of those being like Best International Film. So yeah, pretty happy about seeing that one because I mean it's an anti-war movie, and I mean also especially with stuff going on at the moment, like I see some people being like a bit too war pro, which I just can't understand at all because I don't know about you guys, like fuck that. Like No interest, no interest at all. And sometimes it's maybe worth watching that kind of movie to just see you're not doing yourself any favors with that stuff. So
All I
It's
remember
just-
from that movie is when the two guys go inside of the cache and they find all the food and they just start eating.
yeah, well, that's exactly that's literally it. I mean, especially in World War One, it was almost more about just survive, or it was about surviving. It wasn't even about like making progress on the front. It was literally like just looking out for yourself and your buddies that you're making it through the next day, which is just horrible thing to even think about. So yeah, no, but yeah, was pretty happy that it won some Oscars, very deservingly, I think. So
Yeah, really
Yes.
fast. Make long. An abridged version, Dan, for you, question since actor. How did you find like The Last of Us and everything like that for like acting wise and stuff like that?
Oh, acting wise, it was like I think
It's-
a lot of people will use that show as a means to show kids in schools like what to do, what not to do in the scene in terms of set design, costumes. Like that show is going to be used for a lot of examples, bro. No cap. So I think that will be the rewatchability factor in those aspects. You know, Pedro, he's doing the thing. Kind of becoming the new well, who was overexposed? Not Chris Pratt, but I don't know, some actor like Pedro's like I think Pedro and Jonathan Majors are the two top actors this year that's getting the most work. So they're doing good things. Yeah, I would say his voice, you know, is like so soft and compelling. That's why he gets the roles, you know, for Mando, for Joel. He just has this, I don't know, this sweetness about him that casting directors like. So I think that's another factor too. For Bella Ramsey, I didn't know she was 20. That girl looks no older than 12.
yeah, right. No,
Wow.
yeah. Or she's like, is she 20? I thought 19.
Not 19 going on 20, I think.
Yeah, but like still, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Ridiculous.
That's whatever they're having the kids eat now is shit. You know? Bella, man, I haven't seen her much anything outside of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, man, that's the last thing I seen her in.
Word, okay. Yeah.
Pedro Pascal was in Kingsman 2 Golden Circle, and no one knew who the hell he was at the time.
I need to watch.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, he was, yeah. And he did a movie with Oscar Isaac, Ben Affleck. It's on Netflix, and Charlie Hunnam, where they're a bunch of military guys trying to get some money from out away somewhere. It's been in the works for like years, man. It shows one of his other ranges. Yeah.
Oh my God, the one other great one I'm gonna throw out there, then I'm gonna shut up. Is him and Nicolas Cage have come out with a great parody movie.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Is that the vampire one?
No.
No, it's The Weight of Tremendous Talent, I think it's called.
The one where Nick Cage plays himself, right?
It's Nick Cage playing himself and Pedro Pascal, and they have it's like what if Step Brothers meets just another funny film franchise. It's comedy gold. I highly recommend. That's
All right.
it. Sorry, I had to get an actor's 2 cents on
Oh
this.
no, absolutely. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Unless I mean that's definitely it for shows this week. As I said, fuck Bad Batch.
You know,
So no, I mean I digress. Like if I hope the last 3 episodes slap, but I mean this one just completely killed the momentum. But yeah, I'd say that is it. Thank you guys for watching, being so patient on the panel. Much love to everyone. Thank you guys for being on the panel and talking and giving your 2 cents, your humble 2 cents. And yeah, we'll be here next week. So yeah, so far so good. Take care and see you next time.
Is
No chin this time. No chin. All right, see ya.